What is up, Internet? Welcome back to Drop 9. Today, it is just me yet again. My brother will not be here for a while due to very specific reasons. And so today, I'll be playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So there might be people who've heard of the Castlevania series, and by might be, there are probably 3 of you. Pretty popular series from the Nintendo Entertainment System era. I'm going to make a new file here. But this game was probably the most divisive in the series because it changed how the rest of the series was made, and I cannot read this font. I always hate these, like when games try to do like these super like stylized Middle Ages fonts because I can't find where F is. Okay, but we're gonna just start a new file here, and we're already on the final stage. Thank you guys for joining me on this huge playthrough. I know it's been a long playthrough. But, I think we made it to the final stage, and I'm going to use everything I've learned so far to beat this. But in all seriousness, this is taking place right now at the end of the previous game in the series, Devil's Castle Ultima Dracula X Rondo of Blood is the name of it. It's not a very good name. But we're playing right now as Richter Belmont. And great thing about Richter is he can do this with his whip. It doesn't have any use. It's just really fun to do. He's also insanely powerful. Hold on. I'm pretty sure there's a secret here, and I'm missing it. It's not an important secret. You can use it later in the game, but I'm just being stupid right now. Whatever. Let's move on since it doesn't really matter at this point.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
Well, after that display of voice acting, I guess, that was not very good. We are now fighting Dracula, and if you've ever played a Castlevania game before, the first stage Dracula plays exactly as any other stage Dracula would. He disappears around the stage, and when he appears, you gotta whack him in his dumb head, and he'll either shoot 3 fireballs like he has been doing, and I've been bad at dodging, or he'll shoot 2 these gigantic fireballs that you just gotta duck and jump in successive order. Not a hard boss. In the actual game, he's much, much, much harder. In the actual Castlevania Dracula X Ultima, whatever, Rondo of Blood, he's really hard, but here he's quite a pushover because it's the first boss of the game. You can use some of your holy items like that, and I believe there's a button where you can super use your holy item. Let's see, I think it's Y or B. And I'm being stupid right now because I'm trying to figure it out. Whatever, I'm going to stop being stupid because I'm already almost dead. And I was talking about how easy this fight was a second ago. But he's pretty simple. But as you can see on the right, he has 2 health bars because he is technically the last boss of the game. Of the last game, at the very least. But here is not very hard because you have very generous hitboxes on him, which I run into. And I'm really messing up right now, and I'm super embarrassed. Yeah, true power, which is teleporting around. It's a pretty uneventful boss fight right now. But as we'll see in a second, as soon as he reappears again, so I can whack him a couple more times. And I am so bad at this. It's been a while since I played a Castlevania game. But now we're moving on to his second form. Yeah, that. After a very PlayStation-esque transformation sequence, he turns into this thing.
Reckon your strength.
Yeah. So that's Maria, who's a character in the last game, and there's actually no way to lose this first boss fight. Once you lose all your health, Maria shows up and does that, and you're entirely invincible to just do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, there he is. There's the super use of the holy item fire, and he's dead. And we beat the game. Good job. Man, that was a really quick playthrough, and now I don't even have to worry about it anymore. Sweet, so it was great having you guys here. No, I'm just fucking with you. It was Richter Belmont, the legendary vampire hunter, who succeeded in finally ending the menace of Count Dracula, Lord of the Vampires, who had been brought back from the grave by the dark priest Shaft. However, one night 4 years later, under the glare of a full moon, Richter mysteriously vanished. With no idea of where to begin her search, Maria Renard, the girl who just made us overpowered, set out to look for him. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the castle of Dracula, which is rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from out of the mist as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces were struggling for the soul of a man named Alucard, the very same Alucard, who had teamed up with Trevor Belmont to battle his immortal father, Count Vlad Tepes Dracula, which that is technically events of the third game, Dracula's Curse. Alucard's a playable character in that. Alucard, in order to purge the world of his cursed bloodline, had submerged his vampiric powers and entered into what was supposed to be an eternal slumber. But now he is awake and aware of the evil once again at work in his homeland. The time has come once again for the forces of good and evil to engage in their ancient battle. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who shall emerge victorious. Except we're going to emerge victorious, because I am okay at this game, as well as we're the main character. Castlevania. Man, I love the series. This game is probably one of my favorites. My favorite probably being either like Dawn of Sorrow, where you play as the future, I guess. I think you have guns in that game. Okay, here we go. This was so cool the first time you open it up. You're like moving super fast, and like Alucard comes out of nowhere, like moving fast with his cool red cape. Like the birds are flying by and the gate is closed, but no, Alucard makes it in there because Alucard's awesome. So we have our shield and a sword. So we're no longer using the whip that Richter used. And our equipment, oops, let's see how I open up the equipment menu, is awesome. We have the Alucard sword, the Alucard shield, the dragon helm, the Alucard mail, Twilight cloak, and necklace of J. All of these are probably some of the best armor you can get in the game. This is, I think, is the second best weapon in the game, besides one other specific weapon, which I may or may not get when we get to the end of the game. It's a hard weapon to get, but not for the right reasons. But regardless, in combat, if you have a shield, you can use this to block. Depending on the shield, it will break after a couple uses, but this shield's awesome, so it's not going to. And that since Alucard's so awesome, things like giant wolves are not stopping him. You're just going to tank through everything here. They'll just burst into flames. Everything is just like your bitch right now. Nothing bothers you. You're Alucard. Oh, they're only doing 1 damage to me. My health, by the way, is recorded as the number in the upper left corner. The 69. Haha, 69. Lol, it's a sex joke. And as you just saw, we leveled up. It has some RPG elements, whereas you kill enough monsters, certain monsters drop like different numbers of invisible experience. You get enough experience, you level up, and your stats increase, such as like health or strength, for example. But other than like blocking right now and like attacking with his weapon, there's not much Alucard can actually do besides this little like back dodge, which can make you move really fast if you're really good at like timing it. But it's mainly used for like if you didn't anticipate an attack to come, you can back out and get out of the way. Yeah. For the PlayStation era, I think these graphics are some of the best. Also, Alucard cannot swim yet, and I'm pretty sure he takes, because he is a vampire, damage in the water, and I am just getting messed up, but I'm still Alucard, because I'm awesome, and I'm not even taking that much damage, just 1 damage. Nothing to stop me right now. Is there a secret down there? There might have been a secret down there, but I think there was ham, actually. Was there? Can I go over here? Yeah, okay, so these guys are going to be important later. When I get my first one, I'll tell you about it. There's ham somewhere here, but it's not really important right now. But yeah, we're just trucking through. We're Alucard. We're here to stop our father and figure out where the hell Richter is. Well, as you'll see, if you've never played Castlevania before, I am whacking the hell out of every single candle that has the unfortunate pleasure of crossing my path. This is because you get hearts and other such stuff from candles, and hearts are not used to heal you, which is kind of weird. They're instead ammo for a sub-weapon, which we'll get later. But we got a cutscene.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
What?
And Death is the ultimate dick. He just took all of our armor. No more sick, awesome Alucard sword or anything. We suck. All we got now is a little cool boxing punch. Ooh, 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 ooh. And it sucks until you get like actual weapons that are meant for this. So right now, yeah, we suck. I'm going to start taking damage if I keep playing awfully like I have been. Got a lot of platforming, but let's see. Nothing out of the candle. You can also, with weapons when you're in the air, you can do diagonal attacks. As you saw, I did jump kick there a little ago. But right now, yeah, we kind of suck. But that doesn't mean we can't punch the hell out of a skeleton. And he dropped a short sword, which we can equip. If you've ever played an RPG, like better swords and such will give you like better attack stats. Like, let's see. Notice how like my attack goes from 8 to 10 now. With this game, however, since it's not like a turn-based, each weapon has like a different effect. For example, my short sword is not as long as most other swords. So I'm going to have to get real up close and personal with enemies. And that also is going to, that little heart there is going to come into play later. When I get one, I'll explain what they do. So far, not many hearts, but we're going to get into real enemies here soon. So we got a copper, this guy right here. Oop. And he dropped red rust. I'm pretty sure this weapon sucks. Yeah, red rust is not even as good as your actual punch. And like it's two-handed, so you couldn't wield a sword at the same time. And it's super slow, like comparing this. And if you swing it too many times, like Alucard that has a seizure, it's really bad. So just stick with the short sword, because the short sword works. There's no reason not to use it. This is a save point. Going into these guys, Alucard flies into a coffin, and the game is saved, and you get fully healed. I believe your magic is fully restored as well, as, but not your heart. You still have to whack candles to get those guys. But regardless, so this game was incredibly divisive because Castlevania games before this... Oops, wait, hold on. So we got a cube of Zoes. So these are relics that you get, and relics will do a number of different things. For example, cubes of Zoes causes items to materialize. So now when I whack candles, hearts and stuff come out. See? Like little hearts. Most relics have more passive effects. However, we'll eventually get relics which allow us to turn into wolves or bats or mist. So relics are going to be really important, or like allow you to double jump. And we're now in the alchemy laboratory. The castle, let's see here, is very big. This is a small amount of the map, and it has different areas as you go through it. Yeah, it takes 3 hits for these guys right now, but once we level up and get better equipment, these guys are just going to be like more or less in the way. I've gotten sort of good at... Ooh, hold on, wait. Let's see. Whatever. So now we got a hide cuirass. So equipping that... If, again, you've ever played an RPG ever before, your defense is raised. I've now gone from 0 defense to defense. Defense, if you're really, really dumb, dictates how much damage I'll take from an attack if I'm hit. Hopefully I don't get hit. Red skeletons, I hate these guys. So like I was saying, this game's divisive because Castlevania up to this point were a series of linear platformers. But this game completely, hey, another save point. Completely destroyed the linear formula that most Castlevanias had. And most Castlevanias following this one decided to follow in its footsteps and go for a more Metroid route. This game coined the term Metroidvania because it was so similar to Metroid in its gameplay styles and exploration. And by exploration, I mean like I was saying, you get relics later in the game that allow you to do a certain number of things. And like with certain relics and such, they're required to get past certain areas in the game. For example, with the wolf, we'll see later, I need to be able to jump over long distances. And when you're sprinting as a wolf, you can jump further. So that'll allow me to explore further into the castle and progress the story in game. And we leveled up again. So everything's good. Oh, right, money. Money will come into play a little bit later in the game. So there's not much to worry about now. What I just picked up there is a sub-weapon. It's not something you can equip, but it is what I was saying before, what you use hearts for. So by holding up and pressing the attack button, I can now throw daggers. However, each dagger I throw uses a heart. When I'm out of hearts, I can't throw any more daggers. Pretty simple. I love these skeletons. Resist thunder. That's an item. Oops, keep pressing the wrong button because of the Xbox thing. Items are weirdly used in this game. You actually have to equip them to a hand, and then like he kind of eats it. But yeah, this will like against thunder enemies allow me to resist them, which is kind of nice. I really don't have anything right now. Okay, so for this playthrough, I am pretty knowledgeable in how this game works, but I don't know where every little thing is, so I'm not going to be like showing everything off. This is not a walkthrough. This is just me playing a game I like. And these guys are annoying. Alright, so this is like a kind of little puzzle. So by lowering the spikes and then pushing the crate over the spikes and then putting the spikes back up, the crate's now higher and you can go up here. Little known fact, I know, it's free. Alright, one of the greatest Castlevania tropes of all time. Every time a character in a Castlevania game takes a hit, they go flying back. Luckily, in this game, there are no bottomless pits, so it's not something you have to worry about a whole lot getting flying back, but in the linear Castlevanias, oh my. Like, getting sent flying back, every time it felt like you homed in on a bottomless cliff, which you would die in. We just got a cloth cape, which is going to raise our defense even more, as well as raise our concentration. I also don't know what every single stat in this game does. I'm pretty sure some help you out with magic, but the most important ones you're going to be using are like the strength stats and like the HP stats and the endurance stats, and those are the ones you're going to really be paying attention to. Since, in my opinion, some spells are good in this game, but others are just like, I'd rather use a dagger or something. Speaking of which, I have not been using my daggers to their full efficiency. Daggers are great. Okay, daggers in other Castlevania games suck because it's like really slow and are not really good compared to like Holy Cross. But in this game, you can throw them out like a machine gun, so it's awesome. So whereas I normally have to run up to that guy, I can now just pot shot him with daggers. Let's see here. Yep. Gotta hate these guys because they're just kind of they're predictable, but for some reason I never had a good easy time with them. There we go. The graphics for this game, actually never mind. I'm going to be ending the video here, guys. I think it's a pretty good place to end it. I hope you guys will continue like watching me play this game. It is one of my more favorited games. It's an old game that I played when I was a kid. So I hope you guys like this video and continue watching. Thanks for showing up.